I'm going to show you a very simple exercise that you can do to learn to speak any language fast. This exercise will make you fluent. Anyone can do it. You can do it on your own. You just need your phone. And you can do it outside as well. You can do it while going for a walk. In fact, that's what I do normally. I go for a walk and I do this every single day. It's really, really simple. I go for a walk for an hour or two every day and I take my phone and speak to AI in the language that I want to practice. I often do this in several languages in the same session. It's really as simple as that. I speak to AI, AI asks me more questions, I answer the questions, I talk about whatever I want to talk about, and I get feedback. Extremely simple, extremely effective. However, you need to do it the right way. First of all, you can't just start doing this with zero previous knowledge of the language. Of course, you need to know something to be able to speak. If you don't know enough words and sentences, you cannot speak the language, right? So the first thing I recommend you do is to create your language islands and to learn them really well. If you learn around 1,000 useful sentences that cover all the topics you normally talk about, and you learn those sentences really well, meaning that you not only understand them, but you can also say them when you need to say them, just with that, you'll be able to have basic conversations. And then you'll be ready for this exercise. And once you are ready to start talking to AI, you need to do it the right way. Otherwise, it's going to be a massive waste of time. I see a lot of people talking about doing speaking practice with AI, and they do little chats with it. They ask AI a question, the AI responds, or they do a little back and forth there. Don't do that. That's a massive waste of time. What you need to do is to speak as much as possible using voice messages and have AI correct what you say and ask you questions so that you continue sending voice messages and pretending to have a conversation, but you do 90% of the talking or 99% of the talking and AI just sends more and more questions or ideas. You do the talking. It shouldn't be a back and forth where you type a sentence, AI gives you an answer, you type another sentence. That's a waste of time. That's really slow. You speak for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, send a voice message, and when AI gives you an answer, you send another 30-second or 1 minute voice message. And you do this over and over again, always by speaking out loud, ideally outside while going for walks. First of all, because it's healthy, but also because if you are outdoors and around people and you're speaking the language on your phone, even if it's with AI, you're overcoming the fear of speaking. You're pretending to have a conversation in front of people. They won't care, but you do care, or most people do care at least. That's why most people have this fear of speaking in the beginning. And doing this exercise will be excellent practice to then be able to speak in front of people, have real conversations with native speakers without feeling this fear of speaking, because you've been speaking in front of people all the time already. Even if it is to AI, you've been speaking out loud in front of people. AI will continue asking you more and more questions so that you keep talking endlessly. You can talk about whatever comes to mind, whatever you're working on, whatever your plans are, whatever you're thinking about, just talk and talk and talk. And at the end of the day, you will have a long list of transcripts of everything you said corrected by AI. And you take those and you turn them into more language islands. You review these, the corrected versions of what you try to say, talking about those same topics or new ones. And you do this every day, an hour a day, a couple hours a day, and in a matter of weeks, you will be fluent. It's really as simple as this. I know it's not exactly the same as having a real conversation, but it's pretty close. It's not perfect, and if you use it the wrong way, you are going to waste a lot of time. So do not constantly look for feedback, and do not have a little back and forth chat where you type a sentence and AI gives you an answer, and then you type another sentence and you type a maximum of 30 sentences per day with that. No, speak. And like I said, do this while going for walks, because most of us don't move enough. And if you walk 10,000 steps a day while doing this exercise, you will be healthier, you will probably lose weight, and you will also improve your speaking skills massively. If you want to learn how to do this step by step, the links are in the description.